So the things that we've talked about that we did before marriage, some of the things we had marriage mentors that we sought out. And so that couple really spoke into our life. They had lots of years of experience being married, very godly couple. And so we really wanted them as an example and a witness to us and help us work through some of those challenges and issues that we had. And then also we did the Prep for Marriage classes that really, I think, helped us a lot. It was a 9-week course, and so it gave us a lot of time to really sort through some questions and just prepping us before marriage to say, how would you handle these certain situations? So, we did do a lot of work. We did do a lot of investigation in who we were separately and how we're going to do that together. And so I think going through those things, I've seen in our marriage, because of that I'm more willing to lay down my stubbornness and be a little bit less prideful and learning to go back to those things that we learned and trying to apply them. I'm not always the greatest or the best at it, but I think that's really what set our foundation for marriage, is learning how to be, for me, a really godly wife, and to really set that tone to where I know how to be a healthy wife, and I strive to be that. And I'm not always perfect at all, am I?
You do very well.
I try, but those things, if we hadn't sought out the marriage mentors and we hadn't gone to the Prep for Marriage for classes, I guarantee you I would still be being really prideful in a lot of issues, not giving grace and mercy where it needs to be. There's so many benefits that came from that to me, I feel like it was essential for our marriage and for every marriage. If you're really wanting to seek out a godly marriage and you want it to work, I feel like those things are really necessary.
Yeah, to me, those two things. Definitely, if you can hunt down a couple that can be your mentors, by all means do it. And especially if somebody that can be very real with you. And the course we did was great. I know there's a lot of courses out there that probably do, but we definitely recommend it. For me, I feel like the biggest thing is it gave me a more flexible mindset, changed my expectations to be a little more realistic, about what marriage was truly going to be and what were my expectations of how she would always act around the house, or things that she would do, or things she would expect me to do. So if something doesn't play out the way that you're used to, the way you were raised, how things were done in your house, and all of a sudden you're married, you're living with a woman you've never lived with, and like I said, it's a little different from your home. You're like, okay, I can adjust to this. I was prepped, I was made well aware that there's going to be some things that are a little off from what you were used to, and not in a bad way necessarily. It's normal to have clothes lying around the hallway, right? That's normal, right? No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't do that. But you adjust to those things. You pick your moments to where you want to be honest and maybe gently tell the other person or ask the other person, hey, do you mind doing this? Or she'll do that to me often too. And we do well with that. We respond very well to each other in those moments.